What do you think of that? What don't you think of that? I think that girl has got everything that she
It's levers. So I've got to pick him up. I'm like, brother, I'm so tired. How's that?
Yeah,
See what I mean? It like brings it more. If we get hot, I can put the fan on. You frightened of nothing? You got my jelly baby earrings as well, innit?
Yes, I do. Sorry. I
No, I don't mind.
as well.
Hello. Just quickly talking to you so I can make sure.
Hello.
Yeah, no, we're grand. Okay. I like the commitment to it as well.
The commitment and the be honest, being single it's nice just to have someone to come and see everywhere.
Yeah, it's me. I enjoy it, babe. I really do. It's like my mental health. It's great for it. I feel like I'm, you know, and boys go when jokes and goes get a job. I said I'm an influencer. I have a job.
I have a job.
Yes. And I was like, you won't be saying that when Mummy's rich.
Yeah, and we're going on holiday on a yacht.
Yes, darling. Will we, babe? What we said we think. I'm really scared of
No,
sharks.
we
at the
won't
minute.
actually go out anywhere.
I keep seeing all these videos about all these sharks like doing weird shit. And
there's a
attacking
big
boats and
shark
stuff.
down the coast at the
No.
moment, isn't it? 11-foot one.
No, it's a negative from me, babe. I'm not into it. Right. Anywho. What am I doing? Looking at my stories.
Conspiracies.
Yeah, so after I went into that first conspiracy thing I sent you, I thought it was a bit shit.
Yeah,
so then I went with different conspiracies.
Yeah. I mean, I did sort of go with conspiracy theories on Reddit. Conspiracies gave me nothing. It made no sense. Then went with conspiracy theories. I also looked at conspiracy theory something else. It had like 3 words in it. But
I'm going to put that there in case I need to swap over. Right. So, I don't think we need to rock, paper, scissors. I got a good one to start. It's the flat earth theory. But this person's added a bit of random shit in there. Mine are very short. So we should be able to bang out quite a few. Because
the whole girlfriend cheating thing, fuck me. Did some people went to town with their stories?
I do have...
No, we're not reading it.
No, I'm just...
It is 55,000 lines.
It's not. No, but I do have... Because I saved both, right? Am I the arsehole for telling my husband's affair baby family to either come and get the kid or I'm calling CPS? And then they did an update. Am I the update? It's not. But see? So that's the second one.
Yeah.
And that's the first one, a bit longer, but that's when she found out. Okay. Right, but we're going to that.
Let's do.
So, we need to say hello, don't we?
We do need to say hello.
Hello, everybody. Oh, I can see myself in the TV.
Touch.
Yeah. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Middle Aged Opinion. I'm your host, Ellie.
And I am Emily, and today we are going to start ourselves off with
conspiracies. Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, this is... It's going to take us all over the shop, I think.
Yeah, it does. I saved many different topics.
I don't think it's going to make sense as well. I think it literally is going to be like a mind-boggly, door wide open situation. Yeah,
because that's what I'm saying. It's what I said to you. Like, some things I can be invested, but with anything across the board with me, I'm never fully invested because I think there's always more. I think there's truths in everything, but there's crap in everything as well. Yeah. I'm just going to open my drink.
Let's face it, we're humans. We all like to elaborate on a story.
But I also love a conspiracy.
I know.
Right. So I'm going to start with flat earth ley lines theory. So I'm assuming ley lines are earthquake lines. Should I have a little Google?
Okay, I thought ley lines were the lines in the sky.
No, I think ley lines are earthquake. We're going to have to Google before I go forward because otherwise I won't know. Ley...
What, L-A-Y or
lines? Yeah. Ley lines. Ley lines. Ley lines are straight alignment drawn between various historic structures, prehistoric sites, and... Have you got the same thing?
So... I've got ley line maps because I just wanted to be able to visually see it.
I did watch, by the way, your Thingbobs as I'm editing and putting them on. Great.
Do you like it?
Yeah, brilliant. Really maximum effort in that. An imaginary line between. But I
didn't want to leave them on there too long in case like anything decided I was welcoming it in. I was like, I wasn't.
Yeah,
because it was on my phone.
You're
as well.
not,
I was like, no,
you're not allowed in. I really enjoy.
We're just looking. We don't want to know.
You know, I really enjoy when we do subjects like
and that the picture I put up of the forest, Screaming Woods, that actually is the Screaming Woods.
Fantastic.
That picture.
And the one with the eye, because obviously I'm only now going through each individual one as I'm editing to put it on our daily thingy bob. Right, an imaginary line between some important place, such as hills believed to be where there were old paths. So, you know, how people say the earth connects. Yes, ley lines. Yes.
Yeah.
So it'd be like the pyramids to Stonehenge, that sort of thing. That's what a ley line is. So not earthquakes either. Right. Flat earth, ley line theory. What if earth is really flat, and when you get to the edge you are teleported,
oh my goodness, sorry,
to the other end of it because of Earth's ley lines? It's possible that elders of old used the ley lines to travel across the edges of the world and mapped a matrix around it to keep people within the firmament. Mate, I tell you, it's big words for me. If you do your research into ancient cultures, you'll find ley lines used like magic. If this was true, everything we know about the world has been generated into matrix by those in the know. I'm actually working on using this theory in a novel I'm working on, as well as a video game I am developing because I question the truth. Go on.
Look, I don't know how I feel about the flat earth thing. I'm not a flat earth believer.
No.
Ley lines?
Yeah, 100%,
absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Like, you've got Stonehenge and nobody knows why that's there.
And I mean, that's how sort of initially we mapped out the earth, right?
Yeah.
This is how we sort of...
Then, of course, you've got the pyramids, and there's theories about the pyramids being actually generating electricity because they're finding more and more pyramids around the world.
I remember this being coming up in a topic not long ago.
Yeah, so, you know, yes, I get where they're coming from and why they're thinking this way, but I don't know if it's a bit too far-fetched for me. And then someone said...
As soon as you said teleporting, I was like...
I know what you mean. So there's only one reply, and it says, ley lines only exist because the earth is a sphere, obviously circular, and has an inner domain, I'm assuming the core. They are lines of EM flow which create the positive fields, the magnetic field, keeping us from objects hitting into the earth. So this person's come back with some logic.
With some logic and some science.
Yeah. Yes. So, you know, I mean, listen, I like their theory, how interesting, but I feel like that's a bit too much for me.
I was good with their theory right up until they said teleport, and I'm like,
yeah,
sorry, you just lost me.
I don't think I think all these Stonehenge pyramids and all that, I think that's more to do with electricity. That makes more sense to me.
It makes absolutely so much more sense because there are electric fields in the earth.
Exactly.
It makes sense.
And the way that they're aligned with the stars and that.
Absolutely, it makes sense. There was someone here trying to do something, be something.
Yeah.
I mean, I know people relate it to aliens.
Yeah.
We're not going down that right in a second.
No.
But
I mean, but the whole thing about
electricity,
how did they build the pyramids doesn't make sense.
Doesn't make sense. Also, Stonehenge, the stones that they're made out of isn't found in this country.
That's what I'm saying. So there is stuff to be questioned. I definitely believe in aliens.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense. And if all of that was true, why hide the truth from us? Is it because they want us to pay our way from, you know, when I said to you this is not a free world, sometimes it's all about who's in charge for me.
But what were they put there for actually, and why?
That's what I mean.
The
That's why I feel like it is.
know.
There's a conspiracy there somewhere, but that's what I said to you. Sometimes there's truth in bits.
Sometimes it may have been, you know, like just a little white lie that's just got out of fucking hand.
Yeah.
And actually now, no one can ever know the truth.
That's
because
right.
we would all be so disappointed.
Yeah, and that's what I was saying to you. There's definitely truth in everything I hear, but little bits of truth. That's how I feel. Right, you hit us with yours.
You went deep. You started deep.
I found after I moved on from that first one I sent you, I found.
So
Excuse me, I've had a fizzy again.
Oh, I don't know what that
Wait
was.
till I hit you with my next one.
Oh, am I going to go with this one? Yeah, I'm going to go with this one, I think.
Go on.
I think. So this one is NASA launch rituals.
Okay.
So it's kind of come under conspiracy theories on Reddit. It's also got a little subheading of conspiracy fairy tale story time.
Okay.
So it gives the idea that maybe they don't quite know whether it's factual or not, but
right.
That's what a conspiracy is, right?
Yeah.
So lately I've been following the work of Diane Walsh, sorry for pronouncing this wrong if I do, Pasolka, who's written recent books about religion and UFOs. In interviews, she talks about something that I can't stop thinking about: NASA launch rituals. She describes a sort of ceremonial environment around these launches, which include elements that could be either practical or ritualistic. For example, participants are arranged in exactly the same positions for each launch and cannot deviate from this arrangement. They will wear the same clothes and eat the same food for each liftoff. Spacecraft are emblazoned,
Right.
sorry, and that word, with unique insignal. Oh my god, these are big words and I don't know what they mean. Insignias.
Yeah.
That feature figures such as Roman gods or goddesses, or mythological creatures such as dragons, and they include phrases written in classical Latin. These insignias are replicated on patches given to the launch participants. You can find these on Google search. Launches are scheduled around specific astrological alignments, not necessarily related to the mission. She says that practices have been part of the space program since 1950s, and that Soviet Russia seemed to have oh my fucking good
Yeah,
God.
go on. I am following.
Analogous customs, though weren't exactly the same as those in the US. I know nothing about space exploration, so I can't evaluate the reasoning behind where NASA staff are positioned during a launch, or the clothing they wear, or why some astronomical alignments might be better than others. But I do find that insignias interesting, since they serve a clearly aesthetic
yeah.
purpose. So, poor reading, I'm so sorry. So, is this just a bunch of space nerds doing nerdy things? NASA seems like a boys' club, so it wouldn't surprise me if they had little rituals as part of their unique professional culture. Several famous astronauts were Masons, and Buzz Aldrin allegedly preferred some Masonic rituals during the moonshot. So maybe, sorry, I moved it. So maybe these rites are done in the same spirit. But I also can't help thinking about Jack Parsons, who was literally performing occult rituals with L. Ron Hubbard while he built the Jet Propulsion Lab. Jet Propulsion Lab. Anyway,
That makes sense to me.
Polska describes some spooky stuff she encountered during her research. She worked with a contact named Tyler, who was embedded in the space program. This guy basically channels ideas which he develops into space technology that NASA uses. Regarding the Latin phrases inscribed on the satellites, Polska asked him who they were for, who would be reading them out in space. He replied, them, and wouldn't elaborate. So, are these rituals part of some secular cult of space exploration, like a lodge or brotherhood, or are they intended to actually invoke something or perhaps communicate with some intelligence? I'm not necessarily asking whether or not UFOs or non-human entities are real, whole other thread, but rather, does the space program think they're real and uses these rituals to interact with them? There are 2 Polska interviews. She also did Rogan, hashtag 2091. And then Professor of Religious Studies on NASA launches Theories of Everything podcast, YouTube, uploaded January 2024. Apart from a poor reading and it being slightly long, what do you think of that?
So I actually buy into the conspiracy theory that we never actually have been to the moon.
Yeah.
I actually am fully on board with that one.
Yeah.
But
we've been to space.
Yeah, I mean, how far we've been to space, I don't know. But then, you know, if we've been to the moon, why haven't we been back to the moon? But I've seen these videos where people get to a certain point and then things just break. There's a whole thing going on there. So if there is a ritual, like if it's to be believed that we are already in communication with extraterrestrials and all that, then to me doing a ritual thing and markings and whatnot makes sense to me. If that's the case, to communicate, it's us, this is what we're doing.
Yeah.
But I had a point then. But what was my point? Yeah, so that makes sense to me. But also, I do buy into a little bit about not going to the moon. Yeah.
But what about the whole part of the ritual where they're wearing certain
clothes? That was what I was going to say. So right. So I know for definite the Freemans is real because I actually know some people that are part of the Freemasons.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So where you line in that? Obviously, the people I know, I don't think are deep into. It's like a rich man's club, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, it does make it's like the whole Illuminati thing, isn't it?
The classical Latin.
Yeah, it makes sense to me because they're all like.
There's not many that speak classical Latin.
No, but if you like believe in all these, you know, the hierarchy, the rich, this,
They'd
that, and
be
the
really
other.
disappointed if they come down here. They've got all these images of gods and goddesses and this beautiful language of classic Latin, and they rock up and they see us lot.
Yeah.
How disappointing. No
Yeah.
wonder they want to blow us up.
I mean,
Get rid of that.
Yeah. But that's what I mean. Are they already entangled in to us? Is there more going on? Absolutely. But no, yeah. Listen, I would watch that and find out exactly what that means, where she's coming from with this conspiracy
Yeah, the book
theory.
sounds really interesting.
Yeah, because obviously when they televise going to space, this, that, and the other, doesn't appear to be any ritual stuff going on there. No. But something else interesting going back to Egypt is that you see the drawings of the men in spacesuits and that sort of thing. That's very interesting as well.
Yeah.
I feel like that's what I mean. I feel like there's truth in everything. It's just what part is truth and putting that all together.
Yeah, just picking out those bits that actually.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
But that's a whole new story then, isn't it? If you pick out.
That's what I mean. And the thing is, we're nobodies. So it's not like we're ever, you know, but a lot of these celebrities, if you watch your Orange is the New Black.
No.
Right, so one of the girls, I forget her name, she has been on podcasts and spoken openly about being offered the golden ticket, right, aka the Illuminati, being involved in that, like doing the rituals, and she turned them down. And she speaks openly about the offers, this, that, and the other. Is she crazy? I don't think so, but I don't know. So there's something, she's trying to put the word out on something, but we don't know what that means. If she had said yes, what does that mean? That you're signing up with the devil? I don't know if I think that's true as well. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because the devil wouldn't just go for rich people. Oh, I'll give you fame and fortune if you sell your soul. He'd go for anybody, any down and out, living on the streets. If you sell your soul to me, I will give you this, that, and the other. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah. Maybe they were though.
I mean, I don't know.
Maybe
Not
they
until
were
she
down
did
and out.
Orange was the New Black did she get the offer to give her, you know, fame beyond her wildest dreams.
But maybe they were down and outs, and then the devil's like, do you know what, here, and then the next thing we know, we've got like.
It's like Beyonce and Jay-Z.
I weren't going to use names, but yeah,
Oh,
sure.
Yeah, well, it's everywhere. It's not like, you know,
Don't
these
come
are
for
just,
us.
well, no, you just be honest, these are opinions. What we say doesn't actually mean anything. This is for entertainment purposes only. That's what I was looking for.
Absolutely.
So, you know, all these people that you watch about and whatever, but do I believe that to be true? I don't know. Do you know what I mean? I don't know where I stand on it all, but I do think something's going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's no straight line to it.
No. So, and how deep it goes, I don't know. That's my thought.
Yeah,
On
I
that.
think it's ugly.
But I would probably watch that podcast with that woman and then see exactly what that means, what she's talking about. Because, yeah, I'm sure that would be informative. And then that's another bit that I'll take with me and be like, do you know what I mean?
Rituals. They're a bit peculiar, I mean.
But it does, you know.
Maybe it's good luck rituals.
That's what I was going to say. You know, like before a game, the players will wear the same socks or it'd be the same. Perhaps it's more of a lucky charm.
Yeah, no one dies on the way up.
Literally.
Or down.
Yes. So literally it could be, well, we did that and the launch went really well. So let's recreate that. Right.
Keep doing that.
So, but yeah. You ready to move on?
Yeah.
Okay. So this again is Reddit theories, and it is God being a tyrant. Right? Okay. Now I believe of a version that means there really is supernatural entities out there who determine what is and what is to come for the entire universe. But there is no underworld for a contagious species, ex-humans, or any other species. When you're dead, you're gone forever, and we can see in their sociality when kindness, intelligence was temple and were hated, stupidly when honoured all over the world. It's very difficult to read this because given the point of the entire above statement, I have a theory that God is a tyrant. God made those kind or people suffering in living hell. It's easier to say. Or lives in their earthly status for their one life, living in hell, you know, shit going wrong. Not because of justice, not because of any kind of course. There is no reason. If he wants us to suffer, we will suffer. If he doesn't want us to suffer, we won't, and we will have good lives. If God wants us to live a unique life, then we will. We will live the rest of our lives seeing happiness, success, and no significant obstructions. God only wants to control, play, or an experiment with us. NPC, video game, I don't know what that is. Characters, we're like, there you go, we're like video character people to God, basically. But unlike the video game, because he says NPC again, we are completely unique from each other, and on top of that, we only have one life. The fate of the video game and us is not too different though. Just replaceable dolls, puppets to the master. I don't know, what are your thoughts?
It almost sounded like they
It
went
kind
a little
of
bit
was-
into Matrixy stuff.
Yeah, I mean the first bit I was a bit like,
Okay.
yes,
I know what they're saying. I get what they're saying, because sometimes, you know, when you
going
like
through
you've
shit.
had a bad day or a week or whatever, and you're
Years.
like, and you're almost like that. Why?
Yes,
What did I do?
literally. I think we've
But,
both been there, yeah.
Multiple times.
Yeah,
And as much as I do try to not play the wise me card, but you know, there are those moments.
there are
where you're like,
days,
"Fuck."
yeah.
But I don't look. That's where we're going to clash heads, because the whole God controlling it, I'm not down for it.
Right,
I believe the universe. I believe the energy,
yeah.
the electrolytes that go through. I believe that.
I also don't
has
think
a
when you're
lot
dead,
of-
you're dead.
I don't think that either.
Otherwise, there would be no tales, would there?
No. And I'm pretty sure, I feel like the Bible isn't even like, when you're dead, you're dead.
No,
Like, that's not what happens.
no. So for me, I've often said, and I said to the boys, I've said it to my boys quite a few times actually, sometimes it's like we're in hell already, right?
You said this.
Yes, I've said it to everybody. So
Well,
some,
definitely.
like with the plagues, what the Bible says, the plagues, which was Corona, the fires, which we had the fires, the fire brimstone, the blood water, that's happening now. So there's I can't remember where it was, I literally saw it on TikTok yesterday about the rivers turning to blood. It's obviously some sort of algae, but my point is, it looks like blood.
Yeah.
So sometimes I think we're in hell, and the nice moments that we
Isn't
have
part
is
of the
like an
Moses?
advert.
I was going to say, isn't that part of Moses' story?
I don't know. I've never read the Bible. It's not really my thing. But to me, sometimes I think the nice moment is like an advert. So when you're watching a film and you watch the advert, it's like that break to make you not realise that you're in hell. And I do say that.
Yeah, give her a break.
Yes, because
Go make a cup of
sometimes,
tea.
yeah, sometimes I feel like it is that, and until you've learned, because until you've learned the lessons you need to learn and whatever, that's not until you move on then. But
To
I
the
don't know
next-
if that's correct either. But sometimes I'm like, are we secretly in hell and we just don't realise because of the good moments? Look at the greed and the way people treat each other, and everyone's really angry people since COVID, I think, as well.
And incredibly self-obsessed now as well.
Massively self-obsessed. I mean, it's like crazy to me. And I also think as well, I don't want to get at anyone, but some of the younger generation, the way that their self-entitlement over anybody or anything else, it's like, you're not more important than anybody. You are just as important as everybody. You know what I mean? And it's everyone's getting their feelings hurt too easy for me as well. It's like,
I agree.
Not everything is done from a malicious place.
No, and it's not all about you either.
It's really not all about you. And I think it's all a bit weird and it's all a bit crazy to me, the way things are going.
But they don't see it from a different point of view either, because the minute you flip it, they're like, you're attacking me. Like, no one's being attacked.
No one's being attacked. I'm telling you to wind your neck in and relax, because you ain't that special.
Yeah, you're not seeing it from anyone else other than your own point of view.
That's what I mean.
That's an opinion.
No, just because your feelings are hurt means nothing really in the grand scheme of things.
No.
Because everybody's getting their feelings hurt. You just got to suck it up and move on with your life. But yeah, sometimes I think that. So his theory is a bit too far-fetched for me. Are there points in there I get? Absolutely.
Yeah, I get where I can see it. I know what he's saying.
Yeah.
Is
there a puppet master and we're the puppets? I understand. That to me is basically what he's saying.
Yeah.
I think maybe there might be truth to that. Because that's what I mean. I kind of see and I'm in that. Like, are these happy moments just deterring us, just distracting us from where we really are? Because sometimes that also makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that. Yeah, that's a person.
No, yeah, of course.
Isn't it?
Is that too far fetched? Maybe. But you know, that kind of makes sense to me as well mentally a little bit. Like, sometimes I'm like, whoa, the fail slipping, are we actually in hell? And then something great happens and I'm like, no. And then I'm like, yes. And then I'm like, no.
God.
Who knows? We'll find out when we die, I reckon. Okay, hit me.
Really?
Yeah, I reckon we'll be shown the truth.
Like, you'll die and then you'll be like, I don't know if I'd want to know. I feel like I'd be massively disappointed.
I feel like if you're shown...
have so many questions.
Yeah, but apparently, what about the theory of you choose your life you're going to have? So they show you they play it all out for you, and they're like, where do you want to go? And if you've got those lessons to learn, you go, oh, I'll be Ellie. Oh, I'll be Emily. Because these are lessons that I need to hire myself. Do you know what I mean? To become more of a spiritual person.
I definitely didn't choose.
Yeah, I mean, because I'm like, really? There was options, and I went, oh,
that's the one.
That's the one. But, you know, I think there's, you know, maybe there's something to that. Because if that's the truth, when you come, they say that is why babies come out screaming. And why young children sometimes remember their past life. Because it's like you're going through the tunnel, being reborn. Do you know what I mean? To your next life. And you're crying because you're mourning your last. Am I making you shiver?
You just went...
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a really fucking sad theory.
Yeah, well, no, I don't know. Because I don't know. Because if we are here, if we've been sent
no!
here... if we've been sent here to learn... Like, not again!
Oh.
Yeah.
No, I don't like that one.
Yeah, I quite like that one. Go on.
So I'm drinking this. Sorry,
I've
had a bit of a rough. I've had a morning as well.
We've had a manic day.
Today's been one of those.
And it's only 7:45.
Oh my god, it is. Right, so I'm bringing us a little bit to present day, away from ish. I think it's present day.
Down to earth.
I don't know. So this one's about AI development.
Okay.
Okay. So again, conspiracy theories. This is, I read a post about AI's effects in the forum and had to think about the rapid development of AI since the launch of ChatGPT. Since November 2022, had to think about the rapid development of AI since the launch of ChatGPT. Since November 2022, correct me if I'm wrong, there are a large number of AIs being used for everything. Before that day, this technology was only known to experts. My theory is that the following taking into account that the military is always 10 years advanced in technology.
Yeah.
AI exists way longer than the media tells us. I believe since the middle of the 20th century. Why? The Germans invented the computer, Konrad Zuse, 1941, and the Americans captured this technology. They used and improved it in the conflict between the USA and the SSR, the American, and the UdSSR. The Americans were the first to develop an AI.
I would have thought it would have been China.
This is it, isn't it? They let this AI create a plan for the destruction of the UdSSA that worked, and used it since then to correct information to surveil the people, not only in America. Reference to Public Enemy #1 with Will Smith. Is that a film? Reference
Yes,
to Public
AI.
Enemy #1. Public Enemy #1 with Will Smith. That's a film, isn't it?
It's a great film.
Yeah.
I think it's
So-
iRobot, something
so
like that.
So that's what it's referencing. After they secured this technology, they decided to give it to the public to make money with it, and the people moat lazy.
Right.
Okay, sounds funny, but I know.
No, yeah.
Sounds funny, but could explain some stuff. Hope you enjoyed. That's it. What do you reckon?
I think I always wonder how we come up with technology, and obviously I hit the theory of aliens gave us the technology.
Have you used AI?
Only when we were doing the website thing, so not properly, not that I'm aware of. I wouldn't say.
So I've used it at school, at work. I've been in training for it with a bunch of others, and the technology, it's really quite interesting, because we were asked to ask it a question that would relate to a child that we work with. So I asked it to
put in the information.
Put in this information. I asked it though, and actually, what we were also told was if you asked it nicely with a please or with a thank you, it responds better than if you tell it a direct.
Yeah.
Although it still does it,
you get a better response.
You get a better
with being
response when you're
courteous.
actually being kinder to it.
Yeah.
When you're treating it
That's
better.
a bit of a worry.
Really odd.
Giving me Terminator.
Initially, I went, do this. And then the more we spoke about it and how it was saying how it's intelligent, I then tapped please. And the story it gave me, so I asked it to do me a story for a 9-year-old boy who likes guitars and wrestling. And it done me a story. I then asked it to
please
make it less complicated. So it then made it shorter. I then said, could you please make it so that it would be suited for a child with dyslexia? So it simplified it. Then I asked it to do an image of the drawing, the picture, the story. Came out with 4 amazing images that fit this story. Yeah, I haven't made this story up. It literally did it, and it fit the criteria.
It scares me.
I'm worried it could be used in completely the wrong.
Of course it could.
Way, absolutely. But if it's being used correctly and could actually advance kids in their learning,
fine.
But it's really cool.
If it decides to think and do for itself, we're looking at Terminator.
But
mate.
what this is saying is he is saying that this has been around a hell of a lot longer,
and that makes sense to me.
Which is also really scary.
Because I think film, sometimes it's subliminal messaging. They're trying to prepare us. I
this
definitely.
is how Simpsons know, right?
Right. So it's a bit like, so look at the Terminator, baby. It showed that we started normal, we then went to AI, it then just started making decisions for itself. Because once AI realises we're the problem with the Earth, what do you do to solve the problem? We're the contagion.
Yeah, right now, while it's only doing it because we've asked it to do it,
That is my fear. I'm just hoping I'm not alive for it, because I ain't got time for that, running away from robots and stuff. I feel like after today's aerobics, I don't think we're fit enough.
I like AI.
I do.
It is a very scary piece of technology.
Yeah, it's the prospects of if it starts to think for itself. You know, like, are we going to get... Have you ever watched the Will Smith?
Yes.
Yeah. So, you know, if we do get these robots in our house, and then the mother computer, the brain, is like, now if nobody's to leave their houses, blah, blah, blah. What are you going to do? Because I feel like I couldn't take on a robot. I feel like I'd be better with a zombie. You know what I mean? So, yeah, no, I do. I like the theory.
Underground.
Yeah, I feel like that's what I'm saying, babe. Where are we going with this? Or did we have this technology, hence building the pyramids, Stonehenge, this, that and the other?
Yeah.
A big disaster happens.
It's been around a long time,
Yeah.
maybe longer than...
Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. Did something bad happen, and now we're starting to... Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Are we heading in the same direction because of all the global warming and all that sort of crap? So who knows? You ready?
Sure.
Okay, so this is it's kind of along with yours, really. The brain may hold way more data than you think. Yeah? So now, I don't know if I'm just special, but there's more than 60 neurotransmitters, assuming each of the 100 billion neurons can send and receive a combination of every neurotransmitter, including various quantities of them, then our brains are literally supercomputers.
Oh, absolutely.
Yes. So I liked this one. I feel like it does relate, because obviously coming up with all this technology, if we were the ones to come up with it, and then someone said, so technically we could really be smart if we actually choose to be.
If we actually used our brain.
Just most choose not to.
Absolutely. And I can't even think where I got this information from.
It's like how much percentage of the brain we use.
There's no one that uses every
Neuron.
aspect of their brain.
What is
that
10%?
film?
Yes, Lucy.
Yes,
so they're saying we use 10% of our brain. So someone said, yes, furthermore, research has shown that the brain can store more than 100 terabytes. Worth of data. I feel like I might be saying that wrong. PETA. Are you writing it in?
Yeah.
BYTES. Worth of data, rather than 7 minus 30 petabytes prior to mapping the brain. Again, say our brains are supercomputers. So, did I say it wrong? A unit of data storage. Oh,
look at
wow.
the size.
Yeah, fascinating. So, but
what number is that?
That number, more
That
than we've
is,
got. But I tell you,
100,000.
because when what's fascinating is when somebody has a brain injury.
That's over a billion, isn't it?
Yeah, way more. Yeah. So when someone has a brain injury, right, or a stroke or something like that, so the first 3 months after the brain injury or something like that, the brain rewires itself. So it finds new ways to send neurons to help that section of the brain work.
Yeah.
I find the brain fascinating, you know I do.
Yeah, the brain is crazy.
It's absolutely fascinating. So those 3 months of that time that it's rewiring and it's trying to like remap itself, whether it does successfully or not is neither here nor there. The point is the brain is sending out signals to make that part of the body that's been disrupted work again, or at least be sufficient enough to help the body continue to go. Fascinating. So yeah, I liked that.
Yeah, that's a good one. I
Yeah.
like that too. I don't feel like mine are intelligent anymore.
Yeah, we moved on from that.
So I had a really random one.
Yeah, I've got a few hands.
Like, it's called No Dandelions.
Okay.
It's really random. I
Yeah.
don't know where they're from either, which is really bothering me because that would help.
Yeah.
But it's No Dandelions. It's on conspiracy theories, and it's source Trust Me Bro.
Right.
So they're saying, hey, crazy thought, but has anyone noticed the complete lack of dandelions in their respective areas? We have had summer since April, basically, and not this country, and we have had little to no dandelions and plenty of rain to boot. Government interference to get our pollinators to die out? Question mark. I'm doing you now.
That would be the bees, wouldn't it? That's what they mean.
Get us dependent on a broken system.
So I'm now thinking.
He's come up with that because there was no dandelions in his garden.
Right. So I've had a couple of dandelions, but I've had more daisies this year than I've ever had. But I have had dandelions, but the flowers have bloomed early this year.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Because of all the
trees have
rain
gone
and that.
nuts.
Yeah, so normally my fruit isn't coming out now, but it is.
So I've got a plant at home that only blooms in
kind of end of summer.
end of summer,
Yeah.
summer, more autumn, winter.
Yes, yeah.
More autumn, winter,
Yeah.
really.
Yeah.
And it's sprouting.
Yeah,
And
so
I'm like,
all my roses have been out
And
and
it's also
done.
the first plant that's ever done that for me.
All my raspberries have already flowered. I reckon they probably will again, considering how we've got a long time. And then I've had blackberries, loads of stuff has like flowered. So I get what he means, but that really is, we've had the weirdest spring, I think, for a long time. I mean, a lot of our videos show how cold we are in April and that.
No
Whereas
one would
normally,
no one would know what time of the year it was. Yeah, so that was that one, really.
I liked that.
It made me, I just knew, like, okay, mate. And more so because the first comment, they're a little bit.
Go on.
They were like, laugh my ass off. No, my yard is inundated with them, which is fine with me. Prettier and more useful than the plain old grass.
You know, the reason he's going on about dandelions is because they're meant to help with a lot of health conditions. So he's saying if they take away the government takes away the dandelions, then the people using them, a lot of people eat them, use them for heart medicine. Yes. Then they can't cure themselves, and the government have now clocked on that we're all using dandelions, which I haven't yet.
We're all going herbal.
But every year I think, I might try that, but I don't. It's like this whole sting yourself with stinging nettles to get rid of hay fever.
Oh, I saw this.
I keep seeing
after
more and
you
more.
sent it, I saw a guy literally tooting on about it, and I was just like, let's watch it.
I've just seen a doctor saying yes, because it's injected.
And somebody, a doctor responded to it.
Yeah,
I saw this.
same with arthritis, because whatever it's putting in to you is helping with arthritis, hay fever, and I think, like, I sent another one to Jen the other day again. She's suffering bad, and I sent her another one, and I said to her, just try it. You're acting like you're being stabbed with a knife. It's stinging nettles. I mean, look at my arms today. I went on a bike ride. That's stinging nettles and brambles. I mean, they really
brambles.
The brambles go. Ugh. Oh, look at that. I don't know if that's scarred.
Honestly, that one is. Turn.
Do you reckon it will?
This
I
one
reckon
is.
it will probably ease up. It's still raised.
Yeah, that'll scar.
But that's what I mean. It's like every day I'm like ripped apart and stung, but it doesn't. I don't really feel the stings now. I feel it, but it's not like when you first start getting stung. So I'm like, do it. Like, help yourself.
Keely, did you do it?
Yeah. Oh, Keely as well. Yeah.
Yeah,
So it's 3 of the girls.
No, not for her, for her son.
Oh yeah,
She's gonna
yeah.
chuck him in, won't she?
Yeah, maybe not. But I don't know. I would have said to mine, try it. I'm not saying the whole body and just brush your arm, and it's meant to inject the pollen or whatever in.
Yeah, maybe.
Which does make sense because you would build up a tolerance, right?
You'd hope so, or
Yeah.
you'd be really, really sore.
Really? Well, I don't. Stinging nettles, you're acting like it's a bee sting. It's not.
Yeah, but they do hurt.
Really? What kind of a pussy hole are you?
I don't like getting hurt. To be quite honest, I'm not that bad with pain. I'm alright.
Yeah.
Brambles, I'm not.
Did you give
That
birth on
fucking-
paracetamol?
Only one of them.
Yeah.
The other one I had nothing.
Right off left field, same as you. What if JFK assassination was planned by Marilyn Monroe?
Oh, why do I think I know this?
I've never heard this.
I've heard this.
Right.
Go on, read the story.
Right, so as you might know, JFK and Marilyn had a
Ting.
ting. They were alleged having an affair, and clearly Jackie Kennedy was onto them.
She was livid.
And of course,
But she liked Marilyn more.
exactly, good singer. And of course, threatened Marilyn, and her body. Oh no, hold on. She was threatened by Marilyn, her body and her looks. But back on May the 29th, 1962, on JFK's birthday, Marilyn came out on stage in the iconic nude dress and sang "Happy Birthday to you, happy birthday to you, happy birthday, Mr. President, happy birthday to you." Right, anyway, and sang happy birthday for JFK.
Just like that.
Yeah, obviously we did it better.
Totally.
And he obviously was not expecting that to happen. And earlier he introduced her to his brother because he felt like Marilyn was becoming delusional about their intentions. And obviously she was not for it because the happy birthday song was the BOP anthem. I don't know. BOP anthem of the 60s. BOP anthem, Marilyn Monroe. '60s. BOP anthem, Marilyn Monroe. Birthday of choice? No. BOP. Anything? No. Moving on. After all the ignores from all those 8 years, feel like Marilyn got tired of him not loving her like that, so she hired a hitman or just someone she knew to assassinate him, and no one would find out because she's highly respected and she could probably pay the person a lot not to say anything. Guys, I'm from SA, Saudi Arabia, but I sure do love some American history. What do you guys think? What do you think?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
I mean,
I'd be pissed off.
Yeah.
If like you're not going to leave your wife, but you're coming around mine every chance you get. I mean, she was stunning. She could have had anybody.
Yeah.
Unless she wanted to be Mrs. JFK. It's always your dog. Who's dramatic? You, Hattie. It's always you, darling. You mean planned, someone said. No, it was planned and carried out by the CIA. FBI helped to cover it up. JFK was murdered by Americans simply for not being a good human.
I feel like that's a better story than how.
So do I. People are like, no.
No, someone shot
Marilyn Monroe died a year before JFK. Oh. My one, unless somebody that
Maybe,
Yeah.
here's my theory, maybe he was saying her name in his sleep. And she's like,
Maybe.
you're going to die, motherfucker.
Yeah, it could have been his wife for having the affair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that is so much more feasible.
That is very feasible to me. I mean,
No.
that actually makes sense to
Who'll
me.
know? No one ever know.
Yeah.
No, really.
Yeah.
Right.
Go on.
I'm not sure if I'm comfortable with this one now, but
Oh, right.
ready?
Yeah.
Conspiracy theories from Reddit. Maddy McCann. It's a scary one.
Okay. I mean,
Stuff that still bothers me. Now, I'll be honest with you, before I even start it,
entertainment purposes only.
absolutely, I haven't followed that story.
Oh, well, I have.
And I
thoroughly.
know you have.
Yeah.
But I really haven't. Like, it was terribly sad for me.
Yeah.
In my views, it was sad that child went missing.
Yeah. Yeah. No,
And
yeah, of course, yeah.
To my knowledge, I didn't think a body was found.
A body has not been found.
Okay, so this is
A theory.
This is a theory. This is somebody else's
Yeah.
theory that I'm just relaying.
Another
back.
girl's recently come out saying, I think I'm Marilyn McCann.
I saw
The
I feel
last
like I
one.
saw the last one.
Yeah. So this is another one with the ID defects or whatever it is.
Which is turning out to be a bit more common than
We realised.
realised.
Yeah.
Right, so
Go.
stuff that is still bothering me. And they put it under discussion. The Spanish police guy found her blood behind the hotel sofa,
Yeah.
in the bathroom tiles,
Yeah.
and back of their car.
Yeah.
This was completely ignored by everyone, and then the policeman was fired and his findings dismissed.
Have I just unplugged it? No, this is like super fucking hot. What did I just
It's called Pillars Over It.
Yeah.
Yeah? Now, apparently, the blood found wasn't hers, but still, even if it was someone else's blood, why was there lots of someone else's blood all over their room and car, and especially in weird places like behind the sofa? Suggests a body was being hidden there.
Okay.
In the bathroom tiles, possibly from where they've tried to clean blood off them, or perhaps the body was put there because it's easier to clean. And in the boot of the car, again hiding the body and also using car to transport it. So considering this, even if it's not Maddie's blood and someone else's, it's obvious that someone died in their company or was killed, because there was just no way all that blood would come from a small wound like a nosebleed, especially in those places it was found. Okay?
Okay.
I don't know this story. I really don't know this
Yeah.
story. Yeah. I know.
They've already got some facts wrong there.
I also think about the fact Maddie was taken and not the younger siblings. I often think if the kidnapper was going to sacrifice her or traffic her or sell her, etc., they would have likely preferred a baby to a 5-year-old, or even perhaps taken Maddie and one of the siblings. The shirt Maddie went missing in was seen as the mum went through all her stuff after she went missing. How would the top she disappeared in somehow find its way back with the parents? These are all what are bothering this person. And no CCTV. Nothing at all was caught on camera in a hotel resort where there would have been plenty CCTV. The CCTV would have caught something.
Okay.
And when I read through their statements from the parents and the friends, there was contradictory information and the stories didn't match up, and the friends gave different stories. And not only that, but the parents changed their stories multiple times, and contradicted themselves. All of this stuff is public knowledge, and we know, yet nothing is done and no one is bothered. Sure, I get that if the parents pay people off, or the parents are part of the elite and or secret societies, etc., that this whole case will always be hushed up and no one can investigate properly and highlight the obvious truth and arrest the parents because of the parents' status and their wealth, and because it's likely it's all part of a bigger situation involving more people, and therefore it will forever be covered up. But putting this aside, why don't people in society even question this? Why do we just accept what we are told and keep our mouths shut even when the evidence is overwhelmingly and clearly shows foul play? Why do we just ignore it and pretend it didn't happen? Why do we all follow like sheep rather than speaking up? What I also want to know, if the parents were part of the elite or a secret society and or involved with other powerful high up government people, and they were involved in some sort of bad ring of trafficking operation, then people know this would have been covered up from the start. Why did they even bother making it public knowledge if they did do something to her and it was covered up? Why did it even become such a big deal? Why did it get media attention for what? If they knew it was going to be covered up, then why not keep it quiet, full stop? Why make it such a big deal if the truth would get hidden away? Kids go missing every day and barely any of them reach the news or media. Why was this case made such a big deal, and why is this one the only case that was made a big deal? Many kids have gone missing since then. Why haven't any of them got the same attention as Maddy? What made this so special? Was this all a ploy for them to make money from the media, from selling books, etc.? Here's a thought: what if Maddy is alive and still living with the McCanns and never went missing, and this was all a big song and dance just to make them richer? And they've stopped.
Okay, so what I'm going to say is for entertainment purposes only. Okay?
Yeah.
My theory on this whole Maddy McCann thing, because there are so many theories.
Yeah.
First of all, you can't tell me that this isn't all the parents' fault. So if she was taken, it's their fault. If she died, it's their fault. Whatever the situation is, it's all on them, in my opinion. Because they left allegedly left 3 children alone in a hotel room and went and had dinner. Mm-hmm. Now, I have watched all the documentaries and whatever, and I have seen how far it is. And they're trying to make out like they were at the end of a garden. Bitch, please. Right? You left your kids, your babies, and that's all on you. Anyway, let's rewind. There is another thing that's very weird that I have read. I think it's in the PG files, which is all the files, documents, whatever, that in the apartment where they were staying, they brought a new fridge freezer. Who goes on holiday and buys the apartment a new fridge freezer? Nobody I fucking know.
No.
And the blood found, which was a familial match, right, by the way, so that's what they got wrong. It actually did match, so it was a partial match to Maddy, but they couldn't quite 100% say it was Maddy's. It could have been a sibling, right?
Right.
But that blood in the boot of the car found by cadaver dogs in the apartment and in the back of the car, that car was hired 23 or 6 days, something like that, after Maddy went missing.
Oh.
Right, so you know I'm fully read a lot of stuff. I don't remember a lot of it
It's
because
partly why I was intrigued by
yeah,
one.
it's kind of chilled off, and I get really irritated with people that don't hold the parents accountable at all. It really bothers me because even if she was taken and they had no part in that, right, which is not my theory. I think they had a part in the whole thing for entertainment purposes only. It's just a theory, yeah. Who leaves their fucking kids? I cannot.
No.
I think I was pregnant with Alfie. I just had Alfie round that time when she went missing. I couldn't understand why you'd go on a holiday and then, I mean, there's so many things. There's, you know, are they the part of the Freemasons?
Yeah.
Is it a you know, sexual thing going on? I mean, there's loads of theories. Definitely, it's fucking weird.
Yeah, it's bizarre.
Yeah, and I think it's there to blame no matter what.
No, I agree. I absolutely do hold them accountable. At the end of the day, a child went missing. Their child went missing. That was under their care.
Yeah.
Therefore,
yeah,
you are accountable.
I mean, I think
that.
like the twins were like 1 year old or something stupid like that.
Point, no. Why did they just take the older child? Why?
You'd think that the younger one would have made more sense.
Yeah, and then there wouldn't even be any sort of memory. There would be a struggle. You could just pick a child up that small. I mean, I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah,
it's a really.
I mean, the whole thing bothers
awful,
me. It really bothers me.
Story.
The whole thing.
And they're right again. Kids go missing every single day.
Every single day, and like that's it. I mean, the amount of fucking millions and millions and millions of pounds they've had, they have been not held account. If that was me or you, and we come back to the UK, one child down, what would happen to our children? They'd be fucking taken.
Yeah,
they'd be taken.
Them all, would we?
No, not at all. So you know that's unacceptable to me as well. I don't care that they were doctors. Who goes home with one less child, and you've got to look at how they said we'll never leave the country until Maddie's found. Soon as the Spanish police were like, this, you got something to do with this, fucking left then, didn't they? Not sorry, Portuguese police. They left quicker than Jack Robinson. Do you know what I mean? It was, the whole thing was weird because apparently instead of coming and ringing the authorities, before they rung the authorities in Portugal, they rung the Sun newspaper. The whole thing just doesn't make sense. And there is a famous YouTube thing, I've forgotten his name now, but basically he's like a human lie detector. He works for whatever it is.
Yeah. And
he goes through their interviews, this, that and the other, and he pulls out where he thinks they're lying, that they're admitting to having something to do with it, this, that and the other. I mean, that is fascinating, and that is what really pushed me over the edge of, she didn't disappear, something happened.
Yeah.
Are there comments? You got the really angry people that are angry, people hate, that are being mean to the McCanns, and then you got the people that are convinced McCann's done it.
Yeah, so this one was only posted 23 days ago. There are comments.
Yeah.
Someone corrected in Portuguese, please, not Spanish. Someone says, I used to live up the road from where she was taken in Portugal. That apartment complex offered babysitting services, which makes it even worse.
Yeah. To doctors.
Yeah, you honestly.
They weren't skint.
So this person has said, I'm Portuguese. I wasn't much older than Maddie when all of this happened. I went into the media really quickly. Because Portuguese cases are not that serious, or even if they are taken to court, the Portuguese justice system is shit. The P word only lasts 4 years if they spend it in jail at all. But the bad people. Hold on, when I just click.
I mean, I could do like a whole podcast.
There were tourists in a resort, and criminal cases don't really happen to tourists at all. Maddie's parents are very well off. They both have successful careers and are affiliated with important and rich people.
Yeah.
Truth is that Portuguese police would accept money and swipe everything under the rug because they are great at that instead of doing their jobs. My theory is that Maddie's dad was rumoured to be a member of the Red Shoe Club, an elite
Pedo.
society associated with undeading people, child taking, and trafficking involving children. So I'm guessing Jeffrey Epstein, did I say his name right?
Yeah.
Epstein, may have to be in that society too, given his wealth and connections. If we put it into account that I don't know what that name says, Ghislaine
Anyway,
Maxwell was British and very well known, we may assume Epstein and Maxwell knew the McCanns. The police portraits also resemble a lot of the Podesta brothers and that name again, Ghislaine. If you think from that perspective, if the McCanns were to sell or traffic one of their kids, it would be the oldest, since it would make more sense if she was being trafficked.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, the case got extremely famous quickly, so they either changed the kids' identity, or they killed, unlived. Sorry.
Yeah, it's fine.
If they saw it as an inconvenience. This happened in 2007 when Epstein
Alfie was
still
2006.
very active with his P-word crimes.
Yeah.
And then the people have often that comment. I mean, it's very deep, isn't it?
It's like a rabbit hole, babe, because there's so many theories, and the way that some of the photos look like they were
the police
selling
sketches
the
aren't
pictures.
merely a resemblance, but a dead ringer of those bros.
Mm. Yes, of the person that saw them.
I believe they were there visiting.
Maybe it was like a price to
Feud.
pay. Do you know what I mean? It just doesn't, the whole thing doesn't make sense.
Yeah,
It doesn't make sense. I don't know anybody that goes on a holiday and goes, oh, we're going out for dinner, be good kids, bye-bye. Like, it just doesn't make sense. I don't care where you are, you just don't do that. They might, listen, she might have been taken, she really might have been taken. The top they're talking about, so the top that Maddie got taken in, she also had that, showed it, and she'd washed it. She washed her teddy bear as well that was left in the bed. Who would do that? You wouldn't, would you? You would.
No.
The whole thing stinks of something is wrong here. Do you know what I mean? I'm not really sure what it is, but I know the whole thing makes me uncomfortable. And I have my own theories, but and rather than anybody like the Portuguese detective who was like, I think it's you, you've done something.
Yeah.
They sued him. So they've spent more time suing anybody that speaks out about them than looking for their daughter. So, and now obviously, so she would be 18, 19.
So she'd be in her teens now.
Well, she would be. She's a year older than Alfie. Oh no, she's 5 years. So she'd be 20. 20? 21? She, was she 5 when she went missing? I feel like she was younger. 5?
No, it was 5.
5, yeah. So she would be, in her 20s. The whole thing's really sad, but I don't really understand why they got so much money and publicity when there are so many children in the world that are missing. It really confuses me because they're doctors. Why are they so special? Or is it because the people they knew covered it because she's a blonde white girl. That's unacceptable to me as well.
Though. That's what this guy's saying. Like,
how is she more important than anybody else's kid? So I think we'll leave it there.
I knew that would dry you up.
Yeah, because I could really do like a whole 2-hour podcast just on it myself, but I don't want to cause any trouble either. Do you know what I mean? That's why I say, you know, these are theories. You know, it means nothing.
And that is what we were looking at today. We really were looking at
People's theories,
and
what we think,
thinking.
and what we think on that. So thank you for joining us. Until next time, please follow and subscribe for more content. We hope you enjoyed it. It was a bit different, and we'll see you next time. Right, till next time. Sorry, Maddie, my bubba. Let me get it. Let me get it. Oh.
Wow. What do you think of that? What don't you think of that?